Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Retrograde. I was completely wrong about the subject matter of this film, this documentary from National Geographic yesterday. It is not about space, it is not about planetary objects or anything else. This is a term used in regard to our withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. I'm going to try to be as apolitical as possible about this, and it's sorry if some of it slips through, but the fact of the matter is that this is a story about our final days, American, when I say our, I say American days, supposedly, in Afghanistan. We get to see from the very beginning some of those final moments, and then we see what led up to it. We take it from the point of view of the Green Berets and the other stationed military in that area, working and training with the Afghan people and the military there, working to fight against the Taliban, the terrorist and let's just say religious zealot organization that looks to control people's religion, bodies, lives for their own benefit and enrichment. Screw it, anybody else's freedoms. So these people here under the command of General Sami Sadat, he, along with a number of other these Green Berets that they name them, they go by very fast, and most of them, when I look at IMDb and when I look at this, none of their names are listed. They're not stars, they're not celebrities, they're not listing for hoping to get another credit on their IMDb page. No, these are actual people who spent a good portion of the last 20 years, America's longest war, the forever war, the endless war, trying to train the people of Afghanistan to survive. And Afghanistan is nothing, it is no short, how do I say this? It has a lot of experience with war. Yeah, let's just say that. The people there want freedom. A lot of them do. A lot of them want something that resembles a democracy, where they have power over their own lives, and that it's not forced upon them by a religious zealot cabal of old dudes. So when they get the news from President Biden that we're going to pull out by May 1st, a promise that was made by the former president, that we would all pull out, all U.S. troops out of Afghanistan. We'd be pulling all of our troops out by May 1st of 2021. It was a promise made by the last president, executed, and made good on by the current president, Biden, at the time that I'm speaking this. And it was messy, but you get to see what it looks like on the inside. The funny thing is that even though you think, oh man, the war is over, we get to go home. No, the guys stationed there, they know. I mean, they've been expecting this. They know that there has been talk about this. There's been promises and everything else. But as long as the Taliban exists, there is always a war. There's always a fight for freedom. And no matter who's president at the time, guess what? They're going to get the praise or the blame for what happens to the people who are left behind. And those people, led by General Sadat, at least, I mean, this front, General Sadat is who the cameras follow, even after the U.S. troops leave. And they're gone within the first half hour of this 1 hour and 36-minute documentary from 2022. They're gone within the first half hour. The last hour is a lot of looks. You see it even when the U.S. troops are there, but there's a lot of quiet moments between conversations with subtitles. So if you don't know the Afghani language, guess what? You're reading a lot of subtitles. When you get to see a lot of people getting these 1,000-yard stares, these kind of things where we're screwed. They are hoping for the best. General Sadat is doing everything he can to move things around, to protect his people, to protect his troops, to protect the people that his troops are trying to protect. And it doesn't last long. And you get to watch from the inside. The camera crew that was shooting this during this moment, I don't know if they were stationed in Afghanistan at the time, and knowing that this eventually would come down, that this was impending. There was talk for a while, like I said. And they recorded the camaraderie they had between the Afghani people, the military, and the U.S. soldiers, the U.S. Servicemen, Green Berets. All of them know that this is a death sentence, more than likely. You can have a lot of tanks, you can have a lot of jeeps, you can have a lot of rockets and machine guns and everything else, but it's tough. Because the Taliban not only has the weaponry, but they also have a lack of humanity or a lack of mercy. Whatever you want to call it. They're willing to kill anybody to get their way. And they do. Once the people realize that the Taliban has taken over. I'm not spoiling anything for you because this is recent history. You see the terror in the people's eyes as they scramble over fences, over walls, and try to push their way onto planes at the Kabul airport. Men, women, and tiny, tiny children scrambling for their lives. This is nothing to laugh at, nothing to demean, nothing to say. These are human beings. That they realize their lives are worthless in the eyes of the people who now rule over their land. Even though people fought to protect them and still are fighting and still working to take back that land from the Taliban, yeah, that's still a thing that's hopefully going to happen in time. It hasn't happened yet. It's 2023 right now. I'm not a propagandist. I'm not a military leader. I'm not a political leader. I'm just a guy who makes dumb videos about Disney Plus shows and movies and cartoons and stuff. I suggest, regardless of whatever your political affiliation, if you have an understanding of humanity and a reverence for it, and an understanding of the cost of freedom, the cost of liberty, the cost of human lives in the midst of all of this, regardless of what their faith is, where they come from, the color of their skin, any of that. The Green Berets understood that. The people stationed there for the past 20 years understood that. I don't care who you vote for. It doesn't matter. Whatever that is, watch this and understand that it's not just attempting to happen or has already happened in Afghanistan. It's happening around the world. It's happening in Ukraine. It's happening in so many other places. Even here. People are making a shot at creating the same thing here. A religious run. Yeah. And they all have to be stopped. It all has to end. You'll understand why. Watch this. Retrograde. That's all I gotta say about that. I've gone 10 minutes. It should have taken 1 minute to explain this to you. But I can't really make videos that short. The algorithm, Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
211.
211. Yeah. It's heartbreaking, is what it is. Watching this, if you don't have a strong stomach, by the way, this documentary is very uncensored. There is strong language, and even though you don't see it closely, you can see the general reviewing photos of a vehicle that had prematurely exploded with people in it that was meant to destroy his convoy. There was photos taken of the bodies, and it is considerably gory. Maybe not in the cartoonish slasher film type of way. It is real people. So this is not something you lightly want to share with your kids. Again, strong language throughout. And there's no reason to censor something like this. It needs to be seen as it is. The music in this is also just haunting. So again, I highly recommend it if you take any of this stuff seriously. If you think about anything outside of your small town or your big city or wherever you live, you want to understand what people right now, that looks on the people's faces, if you never want to see that in your country, I'm not trying to boogeyman you here, but it's entirely possible in any part of the country where religious fascists claim to own everyone else for fun and power and wealth, or in the name of God. It needs to be stopped. That said, tomorrow we're going to watch Like Mike 2. It's a really abrupt shift in tone. So, yeah, man, 4 movies in a row? I mean, this is a documentary, but it's a movie. It's an hour and a half. Everything has been between 1.5, 2 hours so far. Holy cow. In a very abrupt mood shift, tomorrow we'll be watching Like Mike 2 on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.